All right, we're back. Sorry.
It's a
Took
cat.
me a little longer. I was chasing around my own little Osirian deity here,
It,
causing problems. Hello there. I'm a cat. I'm interested in this hat. I want to see the microphone. Oh, no, you're going to claw me. Okay, you're getting down.
And that's why I have fish.
so I had one quick question, Arthur.
Yes.
Should we pick traits?
You probably should pick traits. In fact, why don't you guys tell me your campaign traits? Can you hear that cat? No?
Yes.
I did.
Fascinating.
I've
You're
heard
so
it.
loud. I have a noise gate on my microphone too, so it doesn't activate below a certain volume.
I hear her now.
The cat cares not.
She is loud. Holy crap.
Are you torturing the cat, Arthur?
Yep, I'm currently stabbing her with a knife right now.
It was only a matter of time.
Let me go back to the traits and see.
Yeah.
Because we have one that's taken.
Well, multiple people can take the same trait,
Oh,
but
no.
obviously you should spread them out if you.
What fun is that?
So, these are from the Mummy's Mask Player's Guide, which you can get for free from Paizo. Just Google Mummy's Mask Player's Guide. What is FIP? That was really bad, brother. But, yeah. Who's got which traits? Are you literally sitting outside of my arm's reach so I can't reach you?
Oh,
Play with you.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly outside of reach, just
that's what
scientifically.
they do. If no one's opposed, I'll take foreign opportunist to get that 60%.
I have.
The 60%.
Why don't you tell us what opportunist does? I actually happen to know because I picked it, but when I played this,
Or did somebody else take it? No? Alright. Foreign opportunist. You're not a native Osirian, but the opportunity to explore the tombs of ancient Assyrian and liberate the treasures they hold is too good to pass up. Whether or not you're interested in the history of this land, you're definitely interested in the wealth that's lain hidden in dusty crypts for millennia, such as the tombs in the newly opened necropolis of Wati. You gain a +2 trait bonus on appraise checks, and that skill is always a class skill for you. In addition, your contacts in the antiquities markets allow you to sell the relics of ancient Assyrian for 60% of their listed price rather than the normal 50% value. And I won't read I'll read it. What is considered an ancient relic of Assyrian
me
is left to the GM's discretion.
Oh yeah, I remember having to go through that process. So now's a great time to send you guys the link to your Mummy's Mask spreadsheet.
Oh no.
So this has your XP, your loot, and a notes section for you. I will let you know when something is ancient Osirian in nature. I was wishing right now that my cat was ancient Osirian in nature. By that I mean sitting stock still, not crying. Kind of like a statue of a cat. Oh, you're gonna hop back up here? Well, guess what? I got you now.
I hadn't
That's right.
considered any other traits yet. But I guess I'll figure that out.
Anybody else got their campaign trait picked?
I
I
did.
took Resurrected.
What does that give you?
I have Undead Crusader.
Gives you a +2 trait bonus on saving throws against death effects. In addition, you do not die until your hit points drop to a negative amount equal to or lower than your Constitution score +4.
Okay. What was this undead one?
I'm pulling it back up now.
All right.
Well, Jeff pulls his up. I'm going to interject. I took Blood of the Pharaohs. Long ago, one of your ancestors ruled over the lands of Osirian. Although you are many generations removed and the line of descent is hard to prove, his or her blood still runs in your veins. Perhaps you may find some proof of your lineage in the tombs of Wati's necropolis. You gain a +1 trait bonus on will saves You gain a +1 trait bonus on knowledge and ability checks, and that skill is always a class skill for you. In addition, you may choose Ancient Assyriani as one of your bonus languages.
Okay. Charles, your trait.
And here is Undead Crusader. You have dedicated your life to eradicating the scourge of the undead from Galarian. You have spent countless hours studying the different types of undead and have trained endlessly to learn the best ways to defeat them. If any undead creatures come out of the tombs of Wadi's necropolis, you'll be ready for them. You gain a +1 trait bonus on damage rolls against undead creatures. In addition, you gain a +1 trait bonus on knowledge religion checks, and that skill is always a class skill for you.
That sounds appropriate for a guy who spent 15 years of his life preparing for this very moment.
And has Oath Against the Undead.
All right. Friend Leon, you're still here. Let me see if I can get you this thing real quick. Damn it. What was the thing I sent you to call today, James? Was it called Live Streamer?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Let me see if
It's
I
awesome.
can send this to him before he logs off. Boom.
It makes Twitch work, and then you just have to pause the stream so you can stay in chat
Yep.
and set VLC to always on top. And it's the same as having a high quality stream that doesn't cut out on you.
No, it's pretty good.
What is this?
It's called Live Streamer. I'll throw it in the thing here.
Basically, I was having problems with Twitch buffering every 30 seconds. So Arthur told me about this program that you can use, so it streams it through VLC at any quality you desire as well, which is good.
Yep.
So yeah, much better. Doesn't lag at all.
Are you still in the Twitch chat, or are you just...
You would have to, like, what I did was I just opened a separate browser and paused the Twitch on that browser, and then you're still in there.
I see.
Yep. All right. So you enter the necropolis as soon as the gates open in the following morning. The first
Good
assigned
goodness.
site is the tomb that predates the Plague of Madness, located in the city's original cemetery on the eastern section of the necropolis. Now, if you look, the map is sideways. Bam. Here's your target location. Is in the east. You're stopped at the Grand Gates by 2 members of the local guard, Wadi City Guard, and 2 members of the Voice, which is the military wing of the Pharasman Church. And the local guards, both holding kopeshes, one of them sleeping at his post at 7:30 in the morning. The other is a very serious-looking young woman of Gurundi descent with short cropped black hair, who just looks at you and says, "Papers, please."
Isn't it like a token?
We have
Well-
a coin.
Eshi filled out paperwork, right?
Oh, that paper, not the wooden coin we were given.
Yeah, not the wooden coin.
Yeah, I'll give her the papers. Well, I'll hand it over to Sir Charles to give her.
That's
Good,
really
good.
roundabout, but sure.
Good to get into these habits early. It's okay.
I will
Actually,
hand over the paperwork.
All right. She looks at Eshe very strangely and just flips through it very quickly and says, "Everything looks fine here. You're free to enter. Please remember the 3 rules." And before you can enter, of course, the 2 guards from the Voice, the militant wing of the Pharasman Church, step up. And one of them pulls back his hood. He's not human. He's actually a psychopomp. He looks like a giant human skeleton made of black bones. And he says, "Before you enter, present your token of passage."
oh, he seeing that he's more acceptable of someone of Eshi's status, she'll walk up to him and hand him the coin.
Do you have your poppet out when you hand the coin over?
Hmm. No.
Okay, good. All right. So he starts sniffing the air, and then he's like, "Hold here," and like he won't accept the coin from you, and he's just looking at you, and he's like sniffing around you, and he says, "I sense the evil upon you, necromancer bitch. Do not
Whoa.
bring the undead taint from the tomb out with you, or you will be slain alongside your creations. We accept your token." And he picks your token up and sticks it in his mouth and just eats it. And you see it fall through his skeletal body into a pile of coins at the bottom of his feet.
Does it plinko through his rib cage?
Yep.
Clink, 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 clink.
10,000.
Then he goes, "Please enjoy your time here in the necropolis."
Deeproot's going to be kind of I don't know how to put this. But he's just going to ask in Sylvan, "Are you undead?"
You're asking this creature in Sylvan?
Yes.
All right. I have to actually look up and see if he speaks Sylvan. You know what? Just for courtesy's sake, I'm going to say yeah. He says, "I am not undead." He looks you over and says, "I have never seen one of your kind before. I am an outsider, sent by Pharasma to watch over these proceedings. We control the flow of life in this great ring and sphere of the River of Souls. The Psychopomp are the handmaidens and servants of our great goddess Pharasma."
Interesting. I was created in the first world and sent here. More
He says-
banished, really.
He says, "Well, then you're in for some serious problems. First world problems."
Oh.
As you know, when a Fae dies in the first world, they rejoin the flow of life on that plane and become part of the circle. But if you die on our plane, mortal, and he starts sniffing towards you, and his skeletal like tongue starts coming out in your direction, extends out like 2 feet. He's like, "If you die here, your soul will be ours. Rebirth is not in the cards for you." And the second
Wow.
the second hooded figure takes off their robe, and it's a young priestess, and she's like, "Hold, Vanth. We will allow them to pass. Speak not of the River of Souls. You know it is forbidden." And he says, "Yes, of course. I just got excited, as I have not been in centuries." And he slowly pulls his hood back over himself. And even though he's not, he doesn't have eyes per se because he's a skeleton, you can tell Eshi that as you walk away, his head is locked on you the whole time. Glad we got that role-playing encounter out of the way. Does everyone have a token that they'd like to use?
My character portrait should be good.
Yep, your character portrait does have a token uploaded to it, so.
Sweet.
I could
Anybody
find
else?
one quickly if you'd like.
Oh yeah, that would be great. And then Venny, what type of light source do you have?
None. That is one thing I am not prepared for.
You don't have any torches or anything that you're going to be holding?
No.
Alright.
He's apparently not that kind of rogue.
You know.
The kind with a torch.
Alright, so you have no light.
If it is dark, Deeproot will cast light on a
He-
pebble himself or something.
Okay.
I also have, like a dozen torches in my bag.
There's no room in my pack for torches.
Because
There's plenty of room, just no weight allowance.
somebody has to be prepared.
I work best from the shadows.
I updated Deeproot's character sheet or bio.
Right. I gotta. Yeah, that definitely isn't copyright image.
He's so pretty.
We got
It's
copyrights
actually
all over the place.
a player created thing, a community created image.
Oh, okay.
So, can you find me something for tonight, and I'll find you something?
Oh yeah, sure. I can just find you like a question mark, maybe a kappa
I
face.
always plug
I
draconis.org.
just don't. I'm Google imaging, and I don't want to find something copyrighted by accident.
Use
Yeah,
this.
that's gonna be nearly impossible. Use a Google image. Go ahead and throw it up, bro. You got your Hero Lab one, right? We'll throw that in here.
Okay.
Deep Root. Do you have any kind of vision here?
I'm sorry?
Vision?
Low
Looking
light.
at the darkness.
Okay, so you don't have any light source or anything?
I said I was casting light on either like a pebble myself or something like that.
So you have light. Everyone sees it.
Or I can,
The light's 30
or I can
feet.
spend the whole round getting.
Oh, I'll ask for one.
I will gladly give a torch to our walking trap finder.
Good, good.
I think I did this right.
I pick up the torch and fall over and cannot walk. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not that kind of encumbrance.
It just slows me down a little.
So you've got the torch, Fetty?
Yes,
The word of torch is 40-20.
I believe so. Let me make
Is
sure.
light 40-20 as well?
Yeah, 40.
I think it
Yeah,
sheds
light
light
is
as a
40,
torch.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're so loud, cat. The reason I'm asking, of course, is that dynamic lighting is enabled. Hopefully we can get this working. Alright, that seems to be working. That also seems to be working. Okay. Oh, that's a fantastic witch token for a witch. See if I can get that working. It's
I'm.
definitely not going to be Eshi, but it's going to be a witch.
That's fine. I'm not seeing it at all. Am I on a
It
different?
hasn't loaded yet. There we go.
Oh, there we are.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Eshe, do you have light?
I. You mean the spell?
Well, I mean, what light source do you have?
I would be using a torch.
Okay, so 40-20. Like all these people that have their hands full. Good. Charles, do we have a thing for you?
I cannot find it. So a generic one for now
All right.
will work.
Totally use that link, man. It's got tons of stuff.
I have a ton of stuff. I just
Too much to look through.
An online PFS GM with a ton of pictures.
never.
DJ Draconis. That's my DJ name, by the way, just in case you ever encounter me in a club.
I don't know if there's much chance of that happening.
DJ Draconis.
You mean you're not DJ Hodor?
Hodor.
God.
Have you seen the Hodor remix of the We Are the North song? It's so good. We are the Hodor.
Actually, you know what's really funny? I actually got to see him spinning here in Florida
That's
when
awesome.
he was on his Rave of Throne tour.
Rave of Throne. All right, I'm gonna put this in here. No one, please play it live on the stream. Just
You
make
gotta
sure you use your
capitalize.
headset. But there you go. We got DJ Hodor in the hood right there. F it, we'll do it live. right. What's your light source there, Mr. Pally?
He has a torch as
That
well.
would be a torch in this wonderful, wonderful invention called a shield sconce.
Ah, I see.
Oh, nice.
I love how everybody has torches. Yeah, torching ain't easy. All right. So now we're finally ready to get started. It only took like half an hour. My bad. A rectangular stone
Well, look,
mausoleum.
the torches are a whole lot cheaper than the Ioun torch.
Yeah, but I don't think you can buy an iron torch. I don't know that that's in one of the allowed books. Not in core,
It's
is
okay.
it?
We'll turn one of our contacts into a torchbearer NPC.
Yeah, I'm a torch hater, or I'm a ironstone hater. I absolutely hate
No,
them.
it's not in core. I want to say it's in Adventure. I
I
want to
would
say
think
it's
it'd
in
be in one of the
Adventurer's
Pathfinder
Armory.
books. Let's see here. Yield sconce, huh?
I know Shield Sconce is Adventurer's Armory
Pretty good.
for a whole whopping 1 gold.
Perhaps to the front, huh? All right. Okay. A rectangular stone mausoleum sits alone in what appears to have once been an actual cemetery. The trunks of a few dead trees poke out of the sand across the tomb, and a hot breeze whistles through their desiccated branches. A set of massive stone double doors is affixed to the north side of the structure, beneath a facade bearing the likeness of an Osirian man. Wind-blown sand around the crypt, partially burying the doors that lead within. What would you like to do? So the compass on this map is north is up. So if you remember, you guys went to the far east side, so you're like walking around the building. So you came from this direction, and then like that leads west back outside of the city.
So this is the
Yeah, west just leads out into more sand, into the dead streets of the necropolis.
Oh, we're not. This isn't actually inside this.
That's correct. You're still outside. You're outside double doors.
Okay.
You can't just walk through a set of doors like that.
One does not simply walk into the tomb of Akontepi. It's a bit wordy. I don't know that it's going to catch on.
Deeper's going to take some interest in those dead trees.
Oh, really? Tell me more about your dead tree interest.
Oh no!
Looking at them, seeing if they're actually dead.
They're quite dead. As you already know, they send teams in here to kill anything that lives.
Anything that lives is becoming a very poignant point.
Yeah.
Kill but not remove.
Does anyone have Osirian as a language?
Yes. Both.
Okay.
Both modern and ancient.
On the door, you see the words Akontepi is carved, along with the dates of his birth and death, indicating he was born in 2416 Absalom Reckoning and died in 2488 Absalom Reckoning, 11 years before the Plague of Madness decimated the city. The doors are 10 feet tall and made of solid stone with no visible handle or hinge. Make a knowledge, engineering, or perception check.
I suppose I will roll a 20.
All right, Venny. Your keen eyes spot that the doors are on concealed hinges and swing outwardly. There are telltale traces of mortar along the seams and jamb that have crumbled or chipped away, indicating the doors were meant to be sealed permanently and not intended to be open again. More importantly, you see tool marks of a crowbar having been inserted into the doors at some point and cracking them open.
Oh, lovely.
The doors swing outward, but they cannot be opened until the sand that blocks the bottom foot of them has been cleared away. which requires at least an hour of sweaty labor.
Eh,
Did anyone bring a shovel?
no, they're too heavy.
Hmm.
No.
Okay.
No shovel.
All right, what would you like to do? You do remember that there were merchants outside the mausoleum's gate that were selling adventuring gear at improved prices.
Improved.
Yeah. I was thinking of a gentle word to describe it as. It's definitely a seller's market right now.
Would a shield count as an improvised shovel?
Oh.
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm interested. I admire the practicality of it, but are you okay with like basically ruining your shield by like covering it? So like your polish is gonna get all messed up. It's gonna get in the cracks of like everything. You're okay with that?
It's a wooden shield. It's gonna get ruined eventually,
Okay,
anyways.
all right. So I mean, you're more practical
Practical.
than flashing. Okay. We see we learned something about you. All right. Make a strength check. And if anyone wants to help, they can try, but they'll need tools.
I have no tools. I have a crowbar for the doors, which may not be needed anymore.
I
That's
got
it.
my sledgehammer.
I'll help with my shield.
I
Okay.
fail abysmally.
What are you helping with?
My own shield.
His arm.
Well, I mean, you're a tree, so you're pretty good at moving stuff. You know, you got roots and. All right. After an hour of work together, you manage to remove enough sand that you think you might be able to get the door open. There's a lot of conditionals in that statement for a reason.
I will give them some water.
Good old useful Venny, always there to give you a drink when you're doing hard work.
Always there with the gentle support and assist.
All right. You've cleared out the sand at the bottom of the tomb's doors.
Hey, Vinny, you want to make sure this thing's not gonna kill us when we open it?
It looks clear. Since you did all the work, you should go first.
No. I think I'm gonna have a drink first.
Deeproot will check out our handiwork.
Okay. You again spot that there are no hinges. I'm sorry, that there's nothing to like pull on.
Okay.
So there's no handles to grasp or sections to push.
Oh, I'll
It's
whip
like a
out the
giant
crowbar.
wheel.
I'll like flip it around in my hand a couple
You
times.
have a crowbar?
Oh yes,
Okay.
it
All
is
right.
on my.
Using the
loot
crowbar
spreadsheet.
reduces the strength check by 5.
I'll give it to the paladin then.
Okay. You can make a strength check to pop open the door with a crowbar, Paladin.
After your drink, of course.
And I roll a 5 again.
Okay. Yep, you go nowhere fast. After a few minutes of trying, you eventually pop the door open, but it's very unimpressive.
Well, he's tired.
I'm not a
from his work.
flashy paladin.
Once the doors are open, there are no handles on the inside of the door either.
When he opens the doors and sees this, do they go in or open out?
They open outwardly. On the
They open
concealed
out.
edges. The ceiling within this tomb is 10 feet high. The rooms are unlit. This rectangular room is empty save for some engravings and fixtures upon the wall, and a pair of heavy stone doors to the north, and an immense stone wheel set against the south wall. The air is stale, and a layer of dust and sand covers the floor, laying in a thicker layer to the south. All 4 walls bear sunk relief engravings and hieroglyphs, while small stone faces are affixed to the wall about a shoulder height in each corner. The stone wheel to the south is engraved with a large spiral and is set in stone tracks in the floor and ceiling.
So I'll poke my head in and look around.
All right. The dust and sand in the room, including the stale air, indicate that it has not been opened for at least a few decades. There are hieroglyphs along the wall that are in ancient Osiriani. Can you read that, Venny?
No way.
Okay. They look like things to you.
Pictures of
Yep.
small animals
They're
and
picture
shapes.
Ishi will step in
All right.
when she's told that there are pictures on the wall.
All right.
And I do speak ancient Assyriani.
I'm still going through all this, so let me finish up giving Benny what he's got. Benny, can you make a knowledge religion check?
No.
All right, so
I can
as she
make it
steps past you,
10.
you see the spiral on the giant wheel that makes up the south wall. The stone wheel on the south wall is 10 foot in diameter and 6 inches wide. It weighs almost 6,000 pounds.
Oh. Well, that was fun.
Okay. Eshe. With a few minutes of work, because Ancient Osiriani has to be translated, even if you know how to speak it, each symbol can mean multiple things.
Sure.
So you're going to have to take a few minutes regardless to translate things. The hieroglyphs indicate that this is the tomb of a man named Akintemi. He's enshrined here. He's a celebrated military commander who presided over troops garrisoned in Wadi. The hieroglyphs warn Akintepi's tomb is well defended, and those who defile it tempt the wrath of the gods. The only thing the Lady of Graves despises more than a grave robber is the unsuccessful grave robber. Above the stone wheel is written a single phrase, so it's like the only part of the wall that has anything written on the south wall, and it says, "Turn back while you can." And the phrase means something more in Ancient Osiriani. It's basically like, you'll die if you go in here. It's like asking someone how the road to Tinue is. It's an idiom. There we go.
Great.
All right. Charles, what's going on with you? You know, you seem to be outside in the sun, having fun.
Well, given that Roll20 just locked up on my computer,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, I'm pulling up the link on my phone so I can see where I'm at.
Okay.
Oh, yes, because now the apps are live. Okay. Just got that email an hour or two ago.
Well, between my phone where I can break out the iPad,
Yeah.
I have multiple devices where I could, or have played on Roll20 while not sitting at home.
Well then.
All right. Well then, Venny, what are you doing? You're just standing in between the light and dark here with your torch.
I'm gonna ask Eshi what she sees. What do you see?
There's a warning, Venny. It says if you go in there, you'll die. That's what she sees.
So it's a giant stone slab that we don't really... Well, I guess I'll have to inspect it then.
Yeah. It looks like up to 4 people could stand next to the slab and add their strength scores together to move it. I know, that's weird, right?
It's convenient.
Jim, do we still have you?
Yes.
I think that Venny was asking Esh what she read
What do
in
you
the room.
see?
So she spends a few minutes poring over these runes meticulously. I was writing notes. Akhentepe was, it seems, ancient general or high-ranking military officer, but his tomb warns of death to those who enter.
Oh. Well, everyone who wrote that is already dead.
That is true. And one needn't fear death. It is the path to Anubis's domain.
That's interesting.
And
Can you
what?
make a knowledge religion check when you say that?
Yes.
Fear of death is what has kept me alive.
Except I don't have knowledge religion, so
You get a 10 at the most.
Oh.
All right, you recognize the two faces on the left-hand wall are a Pharasma, and that the spiral on the wheel is a symbol of Pharasma's death, rebirth, life,